Thank you, Mr. Chairman. These reports highlight the enormous problem we face in the light of the way unscrupulous people traffickers take advantage of refugees. It is, of course, also an enormous shame that so many refugees feel compelled to commit themselves to this course of action. But the answers to this problem are not easy and are, as is shown by these reports, complex. I do not think that having external asylum centres can ever be the complete answer. It is reported, for example, that Libya has been home to torture and even slavery. Rather, I would like to see more effort put into making sure that the conditions in the countries from which the refugees have come are better. We find, for example, in one of the reports that France is praised for the provision of visas and transport for people from Niger and Chad. But this is nothing to the political flow of refugees to the Libyan coast, which will come from Nigeria and other countries, and these are real refugees, not the ones that my colleague, Mr. Robert Goodwill, was talking about. But these are real refugees who will come if effort is not put in to helping them produce a strong economy in which all can share. And that goes to show the importance of aid and an investment programme in these countries. And I say that as the UK Prime Minister's trade envoy to Nigeria. I think the reports touch on a complex area if we are going to advocate a third country approach for making asylum claims. It already highlighted that this raises human rights issues, which are difficult to adapt to. But it also needs to make a separation between the process of seeking asylum and the activities of countries such as my own in promising to resettle vulnerable refugees and vulnerable children from the Middle East and North Africa by 2020. But one area it should not be separated from is the resettlement programmes which are being offered by a number of countries and which provide real help. A number of actions are put forward to deal with this, but many of them contain flaws. How, for example, can we put pressure on Libya when it is not a functioning state as we would recognise it? It has already been pointed out that many of these migrants come from countries outside of the Middle East, which also poses problems. The need for capacity building in some countries to tackle this problem depend on their having the ability to deliver them. I think there will always be a number of countries which do not like a process of granting asylum overseas. I do, however, think that we are right to raise the issue for examination and for discussion here, and that the problem of migration, which we all are so sadly aware of, will simply not go away.